We know exactly what we want to do, and we don't do it. Not because we can't, but because somewhere inside we are terrified it won't be good enough. We research instead of starting. We wait for the right moment. We tell ourselves we need just a little more time. And the blank page stays blank. Over 300 years ago, a young calligrapher in Korea discovered something about that exact paralysis, and what she learned still cuts right to the heart of it. Her name was Yuna. She had studied calligraphy since she was a child. The weight of the brush, the way ink blooms on rice paper, the discipline of each stroke. She was gifted. Everyone said so. But at 22, she had stopped creating anything new. Her room was full of supplies. Her paper stayed untouched. The problem was not laziness. The problem was that she had produced one piece 2 years prior that she thought was nearly perfect, and now everything she attempted felt lesser by comparison. She would begin a stroke, see it waver, and stop. She would crumple the paper. She would begin again tomorrow. Tomorrow became weeks. Weeks became months. One morning, her teacher came to visit. Master Hwang was not a woman of many words. She looked at the empty desk. She looked at Yuna. Then she said, "Bring me your best piece, the one you are most proud of." Yuna retrieved it carefully, the nearly perfect work from 2 years ago. Master Hwang studied it for a long moment. Then she carried it outside and burned it. Yuna was devastated. Master Hwang turned to her and said, "That piece was a cage. You have been living inside it. Now come inside and make something worse." And she placed a fresh sheet of paper on the desk. Yuna, hands trembling, picked up the brush. She made a terrible stroke, then another. Master Hwang nodded. "Good," she said. "Now you have started." There is a concept in Zen called shoshin, beginner's mind. A Zen teacher named Shunryu Suzuki put it simply: in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind there are few. What Yuna had done, without realizing it, was become an expert in her own imagination. She had rehearsed the perfect version so many times that the real, imperfect attempt felt like failure before it began. This is what fear of failure actually is. It is not a fear of doing badly. It is a fear of finding out. As long as we don't try, the perfect version lives safely in our minds. We can keep believing it is in there, waiting, brilliant, intact. The attempt is the risk, because the attempt makes it real, and real things are imperfect. Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." But there is something people miss in that line. He did not say the first step must be a good one. The Tao does not ask for quality at the start. It only asks for movement. Wu Wei, the Taoist idea of effortless action, is not about doing nothing. It is about stopping the war with yourself long enough to simply move. Miyamoto Musashi, the swordsman who spent his life studying the nature of mastery, wrote that you must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. What he understood, and what Master Hwang understood when she burned that scroll, is that attachment to one ideal path is what stops us cold. The perfect version is not waiting ahead of us. It is built, stroke by stroke, out of the imperfect attempts we are willing to make. So here is the only practice that matters. Not motivation, not inspiration. Just this. Make the bad version. Write the clumsy first sentence. Send the imperfect message. Begin the thing you have been planning for months, and begin it badly. Because a bad beginning exists, and a perfect beginning that never happens does not. Master Hwang burned Yuna's best work because she knew the enemy of the next thing is always the last perfect thing. Let it go. Pick up the brush. Make the mark.